Welcome to probably the first edition, maybe second edition, I'll say, Stan's uh, news video. And this has to do with what's going on with the education system and what I've just been noticing and what's been going on around, in our district and districts all across the country, and what seems to be some of the parents, complaints, and what they're feeling like is not going right the with the education system. And what I've been noticing on the news and just hearing a lot about, parents are very concerned about having kids get back to normal, right? I understand that. Getting back to normal, getting back into school. These mask mandates has got people all up in arms, and the health of our kids. And a lot of parents, frankly, are feeling like the children are not being educated, that we're failing them in the education, and the social interaction, and we just, they're ready to get back to normal. So they've been recalling people from the district, from the districts, from the school boards, getting people fired or getting them off the board, and feeling like, and it's all really seemed to me to be around this mask, whether to mask or not to mask. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, since masks have been mandated to come into the schools, the kids have not been wearing their mask. That's just been a no go. And I work in special ed, so our children are the children that struggle the most. They have the behaviors, they have the emotional problems and the struggles, and so that's the last thing they're going to be worried about is wearing a mask and trying to keep them with that mask on. You can't keep kids in the rooms, in classes, with their behaviors without cussing you out and showing all kind of just escalated behaviors. That's what we do. We keep the kids, when they get escalated, we move them out of the room till they can calm down. We take them back in the room, and in the meantime, when they're not in class, they still have to do their work, still have to do class work, still got homework and stuff like that. So we're helping them get their assignments done. We're trying to make sure they get tested, and they do all these other things that they still have to keep up with the rest of the students. And so, but since the beginning of the pandemic, man, you can go back 2 years, kids ain't been wearing their masks, and I think that's just been a bust, really, because if it's supposed to be our safety or the kids' safety or school safety, administration safety, I think we've come on the back burner when that's been thought about. We're like the front line, like nurses and healthcare workers and emergency technicians and ambulance and police. We've been right there. So and I've been wearing my mask, and I've noticed that kids that haven't been wearing their mask, and frankly, that just hasn't been the focus of what's been going on with us, because I just gave up on trying to keep that from happening a long time ago. Frankly, I'm glad. Here we just voted in our district that after the spring break, we're not going to have to wear a mask. It'll be recommended, but we won't have to. And I think that's going to help the kids a lot to just get some semblance of normalcy, and you can see people's face and see the expressions and smiles and whatever. That's a good thing. I've never been one about those masks. I don't think that really helped or hurt. To tell you the truth, I'm saying, I've been working around kids for 20 some years, and probably because I've worked around kids, it's kept my immune system up probably more than others, because those are where the kids come to school sick, and in and out. And there's been plenty of kids sick. You send them home, and they they get well. If they got the flu, if they got whatever, they go home. They get seen by a nurse. They get seen by the doctor. Doctor says, okay, they're well enough to come back to school. You come back to school. Nobody thought anything about it. We try to keep our hands clean. I've been washing hands for the longest, spraying down tables and sanitizing kids for the longest, because we have those types of kids. But so I'm all for not wearing a mask, and I look forward to that happening. Because that's a big thing. But I disagree with the parents thinking that, that's what I see and hear a lot about, that we're somehow failing your kids, and that that's been the focus, the mask, and whether they're vaccinated or not, or this kind of thing like this. Right of choice and all this. Like I said, but what I see as really even a bigger problem is the fact that we don't have, I'm not saying, as much as we should. We don't have parental support. Look, you're not doing something. There's some parents that are on top of what's going on with their kids. They follow up what's going on with their school, what's going on with their social interactions, what they're doing on the internet, what they're doing on these these tech devices. What I have seen is a lack of just parental interaction and some kind of taking responsibility for what's going on with your kids at school. If your kid is coming to class, say for example, that he's got an IEP, a BIP, or he's got some kind of accommodations, and we're putting these special things into effect where we're having him be in a interrelated class, or where he's being supported and assisted by parent, one-on-one, that type of situation. And the kind of behaviors you're seeing with your kid at home and the struggles you have at home, but I don't see you at school for parent-teachers conferences. We're not able to get in touch with you when your kid is cussing me out or throwing things at me or punching me out, and we keep going over these same behaviors over and over again. Let's be frank, man. It's getting dangerous at schools. These kids have been threatening these people, administration and teachers, and we have to consider our safety. It's getting dangerous. You see people bringing guns. Not in our particular district that I know of in our school, but you hear about it. It's possible. I've noticed an increase in violence. I've noticed an increase in just the total lack of respect for adults and authorities. They're just on this Minecraft and video games and not taking charge of their own education, and parents are not instilling in them and taking control and find out what's going on with your kid at school. So to be concentrating on the mask, I'm really not feeling. I would like to see you more, because I see it from the other side. I see, when parents do come up, not all, like I say, some are very well involved, and there's others that come up to the school high, smelling like weed, smelling like alcohol, and yelling at the kid in front of staff, yelling at the administration, and you just make yourself look bad, and you're like, wow, this is really how you're gonna act, like I said, I don't think we get paid enough. We don't get paid enough for what we do and what you expect us to do with your kids. What we do day in and day out. And I love doing what I do because I love kids. I want to see all kids succeed and be the best that they can be. I was one of those involved parents. My parents were both teachers. My uncles and aunts were teachers. So I had uncles. I had people around me that was very involved in what was going on with me day to day. I got a lot of direction. And so I try to bring that to these kids. Like I said before, a lot of them don't even hear the words "I love you," are not shown love. They don't even know how to focus on it. They don't know how to process it. It's something very foreign to them. And so I'm going to have to end this part one. I'm going to come back with part two about just what I feel like is going on and what could be done to help our students in our classes in the districts around the country. Thank you.